Good morning, I'm PolarizedMoon and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2. So we're in the middle of learning more about things, I guess. Oh, we got another, who are we? Who's just, oh, hey, we haven't seen you for a while.
Good day, mate. Matoy and I were just shooting the breeze. Come here, let's chat about the good old days.
It's nice to have the three of us together again after so long.
Hard to believe it's just been 3 years since our certification mission. With all that's happened, right?
Yeah.
Is it? I remember you two saving me like it was yesterday. And then we got mixed up in things with Shion. And of course, I had my own problems. Those memories are here to stay.
Can't believe I got mixed up in all this when I only joined Arcs with the intention of finding Yusi. It's been a ride, I'll tell you that. Just think. First Yusi was at Dark Falls, then you, Matoy. And even you were getting close, mate.
I mean, technically I still am a Dark Falls. Or at least there's a me out there that's a Dark Falls.
Kind of odd how I'm the common thread here, ain't it? Think I jinxed you all?
Are you the protagonist?
Don't talk like that often. And look, Euclida returned to us in one piece, right?
She sure did. Thanks to a certain someone.
Yes, I have you to thank for my safe return too.
We're still one person short.
Of course, mate. This thing ain't over yet.
I know how you feel. We must save them at all costs.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Still, mate.
Oh,
You
are we
sure
talking about
shot
me?
up the Arc's ladder quick, considering we joined in the same batch. Just two clowns with our sights set high. Quite the crew we make, eh? The mighty Guardian and their friend, the dime a dozen operative.
Well, whatever titles they put on us, we're still
Oh
the
my
same people
God.
we've always been. And it doesn't change our memories together. Oh, speaking of memories, you remember that time we all showed off our singing voices, don't you?
Right. When Klariskrays hoodwinked us and we all crowded in together in a big group. You weren't even a proper Arcsop yet back then, right, Matoy?
Not yet. It was right in the middle of all the examinations and tests I had to take. Now that was one of the funniest things I can remember in my time here. Seeing everyone all thronged together like that.
Right. And remember what a crooner Theodore turned out to
I
be at singing?
don't remember any
Ask
of
him
this.
for a bar or two next time, mate.
Was I not there for that? Was that when I was asleep? Out of sight. The Klariskrays trio. Oh no. That'll be interesting to see. I love how she just floats around on a ball. Like a disco ball.
Perfect timing. I was just about to call you.
Can we get this over with already? I've got 1,000,001 things to tend to in general affairs. What's so important that you need both guardians in here anyway?
Well, making a plan to save the world, essentially. Isn't that right?
I mean, technically, yeah. Yes.
Quick question first, Sarah. Can you tell me how
Can
many
she
people
see-
are in this room?
Huh? Well, the two
Oh, she can't.
guardians, you and Sierra makes 4. What, is Kuna hiding out in here somewhere? Please tell me there's a point to all of this.
I guess not. Just wanted to see your smiling face.
He wanted to see if anybody else could see her.
Oh, Sarah. Glad to see you're still your adorable little self.
Oh, head pats.
Be gross. And if you want to hide something, try to change the subject a little less blatantly.
Well, it's just that...
There is another person here.
Oh, it's fine. I guess you're just not ready to tell me yet. But I hope it happens sometime soon.
Level-headed as always, Sarah. You can tell we must be linked.
I'll take the compliment, but you can keep the comparison, thanks. But really, if you get these two in over their heads, you'll answer to me. You two had better not shirk on those regular medical checkups. Philia's pretty steamed you haven't been showing up.
Uh-oh.
Right. Sorry.
Tell it to Philia, not me. See you around.
Bye.
Sarah couldn't see you, even though she and Xiao are linked?
Well, it's hard to say what exactly determines whether someone can see me. Xiao and Sierra can see me because they're basically derived straight from Xion. And so can the two of you.
But I guess just being linked to Xiao wasn't enough to let Sarah see you.
I figured it would work because your bond with Xion was similar to my photon link with Sarah. But no dice. I guess you have some kind of stronger link than that. Some element of Xion must still be alive inside the two of you. That must be the reason why you can see Alma.
Well, here's how I choose to look at it. Thanks to your connections to Xion, I get to talk with all four of you, right?
Aw.
We can worry about the ins and outs of it later. For now, I'm just grateful. I'd be much lonelier without the four of you to talk to.
Aw. So then we're gonna see the three Klariskrays together. The Klariskrays trio. I do love how I do actually really
Predecessor! Whoa, hello, Klariskrays. You should be careful about tackling people out of the blue.
That little lady just called Matoi Predecessor, right? So I guess that makes her Klariskrays III?
Yep.
Oh, I've been reading the records, so I have a general idea of what happened.
That's
Pretty
understandable.
Interesting having the second and the third around at the same time, isn't it?
Also the first.
Hey, that means all three generations of Klariskrays are gathered here right now. What an amazing moment. I wish we could take a picture.
I mean, I can.
Hey, Bonehead! What are you standing there muttering into space for?
So I am talking. Okay, so I was
Come
talking to
think of
her.
it, I know my name's Alma, of course, and good old second is Matoi. But what about little third here? What's her name?
I don't think she has a name.
Whose name? Matoi? Ma'am?
Because
is
she's a
everything
clone of
okay?
Sarah. Does she even actually have a name?
Oh, it's just that Alma was... Wait, forget I said anything.
Alma? Wait, I know that name. She was your predecessor, right, my predecessor?
Oh, I'm a celebrity!
You've really done your homework, haven't you, Klariskrays?
Of course. Alma, the great first Klariskrays, followed by the illustrious Matoi. So, Bonehead, care
Ooh.
to take a guess what my name is?
Do you even have one?
Fair point. I can see why you'd question that.
Oh,
But,
interesting.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay.
Ezra actually dug it up just the other day while
Oh.
he was looking through some of Void's old files. And here it is. Ready?
Iris?
It's Iris.
Iris? Huh.
Huh.
Uh-huh. It was written IRISS in the files.
Ah.
So we figure it's an ID number or something. But it's my name as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that does seem like an ID rather than a name, but I guess that works.
Huey said it had a nice ring to it, too.
IRSS.
So whenever I end up passing on the title of Klariskrays, the two of you can just call me Iris. Not that I plan on doing that anytime soon, of course. I take great pride in having inherited a title that belonged to two fantastically inspiring
Aww.
warriors.
Aw, that's so cute.
Really? She's a very strong one, isn't she? I have a feeling she's going to do the Klariskrays name proud.
Aww. Oh. Ha! I took photo. I did that. Yes. Oh man, a 40-year-old promise. Ooh, interesting. I'm glad they posed there at the end.
You want to know what happened 40 years ago? I guess you're talking about our war with Elder.
That would be
I
good to
heard
know.
that you sealed away Elder back then. But how did you manage it?
I can try to explain it, but gosh, it's a real brain buster. Should I do it anyway?
Yes.
It's okay. I bet I can figure it out.
Well, for starters, I had to squeeze the photons onto Various really tight. Like, shoom! That's how I formed the wall.
Okay, so you compressed the photons to make a physical barrier.
Wall? Then I got everyone to pitch in and lure Elder inside of the wall while we fought.
Okay.
Next, I gave the photons inside the wall a nice squeeze to squish him into place and locked it with multiple seals from the outside.
You squeezed and squished?
So you physically turned it into a solid object.
But you know what? Now that I think about it, using Clarissa as the key might have been a mistake. Oh, but if I used my body or something as the key, Luther probably would have unlocked them all. So yeah, kind of a no-go. Well, what's done is done, I guess. So no point in overthinking it. Wow, sorry. I really went off track there. Did that make any sense?
Made sense to me.
Sorry, I didn't get it at all.
Didn't think so. Cassie was an expert at analyzing my ramblings, but even he was stumped by that one.
No, I think you compressed the photons to make a physical barrier. And then when you got him inside that barrier, you compressed them more, and then basically just put a big photon chain around it and then locked it up tight.
But something tells me that's not what you wanted to ask about. Is it, Matoy?
How did you die? I'm assuming.
Don't hesitate to ask if there's something you'd like to know. If it's something I'd rather not answer, then I won't.
Well, I was wondering about the
Oh.
promise you made with Regius 40 years ago.
A 40-year-old promise? With Reggie? Oh! I wonder what it could have been.
Uh-oh.
You're really not a very good liar.
Is it something you can't talk about?
I can't talk about it. Or I don't want to
Aw.
talk about it. Maybe a little of both? Don't you feel like telling someone else about a promise means it won't come true?
Isn't that a wish?
Why would I dunk my chances like that? I mean, this is a promise that Reggie and Mary are still working hard to keep. It's
Aww.
not really super clear-cut. More of a vague agreement. Still not comfortable sharing it, though.
Understandable.
Sorry, you two, but having a few secrets adds to a floating photon girl's sense of intrigue, you know?
Alright. That's understandable. Okay. Take a break, Harriet. Oh, fantastic. So now we're on to... So now we're back into Omega. A monarch's... The secret of her past, a monarch's respite. Is it respite or respite? I've heard it pronounced both ways. Does respite and respite
end,
mean different things?
Harriet announced that her own brother, Luther, had broken the laws of Coento, and she had passed down his judgment herself. Her explanation was as dry of details as her eyes were of tears. Stunned that she could so unflinchingly cut down her own flesh and blood, the people whistled a new name for their ruler, the Ice Queen. But Harriet paid that no mind, forging calmly ahead on the path she had decided, purging the world of ephemera. The elimination of ephemera. It was the most fitting deed she could imagine, to honor the memory of her brother.
Aww.
But to those who remained by her side, the strain the Queen felt was as plain as day.
No, I won't.
Won't what?
You must, my lady.
I said I will not.
It is not a question.
Kind of hard seeing Harriet as an Ice Queen right now, isn't it? Imagine what the people in those other countries would call her if they saw this. But you can really tell how taxed she feels, can't you?
How can you expect me to sit around and do nothing when the ephemera scourge still...
You would not be doing nothing, my lady. It would be an official inspection,
Dress it up however you like, Varuna. But now's simply not the time.
An expression of what?
Then let me speak plainly, Your Highness. Right now, nothing is more vital than you taking a moment to rest and recuperate. You've packs to negotiate and sign, collections to arrange, storage sites to secure. There's no telling how many hurdles lie ahead. If you do not rest when the situation allows, you'll find yourself with no strength left to give.
He's right.
Not to mention, should anything threaten your health now, your brother's loss would be in vain.
That's awfully underhanded of you to bring Luther into it, Varuna.
A warrior must use every tool at their disposal. Isn't that so, Guardian? Which brings me to another question, my lady. Is there something you need to discuss with the Guardian?
How did you know that?
I would be remiss as your maid of so many years if I could not pick up on that much, my lady. Or on the fact that you are in dire need of some rest.
It is true. Rest is important.
If you say so, Guardian.
Come on, Harriet. It'd just be a little downtime. You'll wake up face down on the floor at the rate you're going.
Very well. I'll take some time for these official inspections, as Varuna puts it. But if I must go, then I insist the Guardian must accompany me. If we're so concerned about overwork, just look at how many Castrum Demonicas they've had to take down. If one of us rests, so does the other. Is that fair, Varuna?
Just so, my lady. Well, Guardian, I fear I must entrust Her Highness's safety to you once more.
That's fine.
I ask, no, beg, that you do everything in your power to shield her from any harm.
I will.
Of course we'll defend her.
Thank you, but it isn't simply that. I ask that you stay by her side. With Master Luther gone, I fear you are the only person Lady Harriet can truly rely on.
I see. A royal getaway. Oh, was she told to go inspect a vacation spot? Is that what's going on here?
So, Harriet set out on an inspection tour to survey the state of her long-suffering land. For days, she traveled from place to familiar place, the Guardian always at her side. At last, nearing the end of their trip, they came to Luisa, a small haven near the East Artia border. Luisa is known throughout Cuento as a small slice of paradise, situated on a massive lake embraced by miles of undisturbed nature.
Yeah, they told her to go vacation. This is basically what they did.
Natural
Ooh.
runoff reacts with volcanic minerals to dye the water's surface in rainbow hues.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
On clear days, you can see all the way to Cuento Castle, shining bright white beyond the Rainbow Lake and the deep green forest. To compare the landscape to a fairy tale falls short of its overpowering beauty, in the face of which a visitor can only sigh and wonder.
Oh, she looks adorable with her sun hat.
Huh, that didn't sound like quite the type of sigh the signpost was looking for.
Oh, she was reading the... What's eating you?
No, not at all. Why would anything be bothering me during my precious break time?
The lady doth protest too much. Don't worry, we're not gonna tell you off. It's hard to just shut your brain off for a while, huh?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes. I understand I needed a rest. It just doesn't sit right with me.
I do that too.
First and foremost, the best I can do is keep my face forward, eyes dry and back straight, and try to help my country. The world even. I can only face my responsibilities head on, take whatever slander is thrown my way, and march forward toward what I must do.
When my computer was broken and I had a month to sit and do nothing, I was so stressed out because I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything, and technically I could have been relaxing that whole time, but I couldn't. I couldn't relax because I was sitting there. I was like, I could be doing something productive right now. And it's like, I just couldn't because I didn't have anything to work on. I didn't have anything to work with. Is that what you promised Luther?
the reason why I was called here in the first place.
Called here?
I don't understand how, Guardian, but you know something about the past my brother and I shared, don't you?
A little bit,
You
yeah.
must. Or I can't imagine how you could have found your way to Luther's laboratory.
So you're saying all those visions the Guardian saw?
They must have been true.
They must have been? Does she not remember?
I have, well, Harriet has crossed death's threshold once before.
Okay.
The me you see here is something else, with Harriet's form. I am something that was conjured by Luther, and became Harriet.
Okay. Alright, so he conjured something and put it in her dead body.
I don't fully understand what happened. When I awoke, it was over. And all I saw was Luther, my brother, stained in blood. I knew he'd conjured something terrible. And I had lost my life trying to protect him from it. And then it was my turn to be summoned. My form is Harriet's. My manner is Harriet's. No one would ever suspect otherwise. But am I really Harriet? I don't know. Am I even a real person?
Oh, that's what he was talking about.
And yet, in the end, what's the difference? Whoever or whatever I am, I was called here for a reason. Harriet was devoted to her country, to her people. I am no different.
I feel like what he must have done was then take... Because he was trying to pull people in and out of the time stream. So I wonder if he literally just took her own consciousness from a different time of her and put it back in herself.
I will be who everyone wants me to be.
Aww.
Imagine if I told Varuna. The poor man would be so shocked. You'll keep this between us, won't you? Even though no one would probably believe it.
Why did you tell us?
It's true. You could have kept this a secret forever.
I can't explain exactly. I suppose when you get right down to it, I felt the two of you ought to know.
Understandable. The audio isn't playing here. New partners in secrecy. Okay. I've only been Harriet for 3 years now. I never would have made it without so many people to help me. There was Luther, of course, and Father Varuna, and all the people of Quento. I owe them all so much. They were all so kind to Harriet. I've been incredibly fortunate having Harriet's name and walking in her shoes. I don't feel any guilt over it. I've done nothing to feel regret over. I only have to make sure I can repay the kindness they've given me. And that's what keeps me moving forward. Even if the cruelty of this world threatens to freeze my heart, I'll carry the warmth of that kindness. Don't try and bottle all this up. Whoa. Well, let me ask one favor then. Just give me this moment to cry until the tears won't come. When that's done, I won't need to anymore. Aww. Oh, that was so cute. Hold on. I need to check to make sure the audio is correct. Hold on. I need to audio settings, volume. No, everything seems to be right. I don't know. I guess the audio, the voice audio just kind of stopped working there. All right. I don't know what happened there, but half of a familiar pair. Uh-oh. Are we gonna meet one of the Aw. Are we gonna meet one of the Gemini?
So much. I didn't know how badly I needed that. It's like I've shed a weight I didn't know I was carrying. This must be what happens when you try to hold in tears for too long.
Aww.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'll be just fine now.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what are you doing?
Uh-oh. Whoa! I literally slid backwards there.
You made a girl cry. Are you all right, miss?
Where's your
They
sister?
harassing you? People only cry when they're sad, right? What made you want to cry?
No, I'm all right. They didn't do anything. But it's kind of you to worry.
Being a grown-up seems complicated.
Who are you?
Me? Well, for starters, the name's Florent.
And where does a fine young man like you come from, Florent?
Oh.
Good question.
Ugh.
And the answer is a secret. But forget about that. Let's have some fun. That's what this place is for, right? A little time for play will wash the tears away. Come on, how about it?
That's a fine idea. I suppose it's why we came here after all.
Ooh, creepy. I don't know if I like that.
Did you notice anything strange about that kid?
Yes. Yes, I did. He's a dead ringer for Gemini.
Exactly. Gemini the duplicate, in the flesh.
But where's the other one?
Maybe he's like Luther, a snapshot of Gemini from before they became the version we know. I'm intrigued.
Okay. But where's the other one? Why are there the innocent boy and the troubled queen? Oh, I don't like the way they're the innocent boy. I don't know if I like the way they're saying that.
Wow, I can't believe you're a real fairy. I've only ever seen stuff like you in books.
Is that the castle off over there?
Hey, how does the flying bit work? Is there some kind of trick to it?
They said you could see the castle over the lake, and is that what that little spire off to the left over there is?
Hey! Quit tugging on my wing! Ow! I mean it! Leave my wings alone! Ah, please help me!
Hey, you play nice with her.
I am playing nice. She's having fun too, see?
Ugh.
Where did you get that idea? Did you not hear me say ow?
Florent's been playing all day, and it looks like he still has energy left to spare.
Hey, miss.
Whoa! Oh, what's the matter, Florent?
I was just wondering why you look so sad. This place is pretty neat, right? It's pretty, it's bright and cheery. It's a place where everyone can have fun.
And I was wondering why you look so creepy.
Doesn't it feel like a waste to come here and not play and smile and have a good time?
I just have a great deal on my mind, Florent.
What kind of stuff's on your mind? Anything fun? Anything funny?
Not quite. Mostly questions. About the future, I suppose.
That seems kind of weird.
You seem kind of weird.
How's...
Well, if you don't know how the future's gonna end up, why do you look so sad about it? If things get too hard, can't you just quit? If it hurts, can't you just run away?
Not really, no.
No, I can't do that. No matter how hard or how painful things get, I can't just run away. If I did, I'd be letting down the people who worked so hard to get me where I am.
Aw.
And most importantly, I personally couldn't live with myself if I just ran away.
Wow. Being a grown-up sounds complicated and hard. Good thing I'm a kid.
Why do I feel like Gemini, and I guess Florent here, is much older than they look, and they're pretending to be a child?
I'm still something of a kid myself, Florent.
Well, come on then. There's so much playing and playing, and even more playing left for us to do.
There certainly is.
Oh, I don't... Oh, the symbol of Isartia. Okay. Is that the symbol that's on the... Oh, we're still here. Okay. Is that the symbol that's on that plinth there? Uh-oh. Wait.
So this is where you've been, Florent.
A ghost! It's after me!
Oh.
Please, miss, do something!
Do something? That's a very broad request. Are you an acquaintance of Florence, perhaps?
Got the same type of clothing on. Oh!
Pardon my intrusion. I am Clarissa, guard of the first successor to Ys Ardia. It is an
Oh!
honor to make your acquaintance, Queen Harriet of Quento, and yours, Guardian.
Ah. Clarissa.
Indeed. Has my reputation perhaps preceded me?
How is it that you know our faces, Clarissa? Wait, the guard of the first successor, you said?
First successor of Ys
Come
Artia.
on. I'm not succeeding anything yet.
Indeed. And of course, it follows that what I am about to do is quite proper.
Ow!
Oh,
What were
great.
you thinking, gallivanting off without a chaperone? Do you think yourself worth so little attention?
But I just had to see this place. It's one of the most famous sites in Quento. And you'd never let me go if I asked anyway. What was I supposed to do?
Is that your best excuse?
I'm sorry.
So he's
Very good then.
the successor of the throne for Ys Artia.
Your Majesty Harriet, Guardian, thank you for keeping young Florent safe.
So like I expected, so far every country seems to have one of the Dark Falls as the primary character in their area.
I beg your pardon, but I must repay your kindness another day.
So does that mean that we're gonna kill
Now,
kill
back
this
to
kid
day,
at some point?
Florent. You must make ready for the ceremony.
No.
What?
I don't wanna! I won't be able to play anymore after that stupid ceremony. I wanna stay free.
Don't be selfish. You made a promise, and now you must keep it.
Yeah, I know, but if this is my last chance, can't I play a little longer?
Last chance for what?
I'm sensing a lot of tension here. What exactly is Florent going to have to do?
Nothing dangerous, I promise. Florent is due to become the formal symbol of our country. In Ys Artia, the flow of trade is our lifeblood. A fool may earn money, but it takes a wise man to keep it. Therefore, our symbol must be upright and clean, free from greed, with no ties to others, praying only for the prosperity of our people. After the purification ceremony, Florent will become our beloved symbol of gain and profit.
That all sounds nice on paper, but what about the part where Florent loses his freedom?
Yeah, see? I'll never be able to play with my friends again.
Which is why you were given free rein to spend your days without care until then.
Ah.
Are you sure you can go through with this, Florent?
Please respect our affairs, Your Majesty of Quinto.
Florence, please. I want to know what you think.
Creepy.
I wish I could play a little longer. But it's all right. It's time for me to become the symbol of Ys Artia. I'm bound to become one with the state. That's been set in stone for a long time. Since the day I was born, even. And when it's done, lots of people are gonna be able to enjoy their lives more and be happier. As long as I can give them a little happiness, mixed in with a touch of fun now and then. Maybe people won't cry anymore. Maybe we can avoid conflict.
So that's the choice you're making? That's the path you're prepared to take?
Wow.
Yeah. Miss Harriet? Guardian? Fairy Lady? Thanks so much for playing with me today.
Aw.
Guardian, Sierra, thank you very much for humoring me throughout the day. I'm better now. I can't let a child outdo me in backbone. I'm ready to return to the capital straight away. It's time to get back to rooting out ephemera, the spark that ignites wars, so we can bring peace to the world.
Nice.
And if we can make Florence smile, all the better.
I don't know about that. Florence still creeps me out. Where's his twin? Where was the other twin? The secret of her past end, the monarch's respite. Well, that brings up another question. If they're not going to introduce a second Gemini there, does that mean that the second Gemini didn't exist before the Divine Queen of Epic? I don't know if we have enough time to start another thing here, so I'm gonna leave this off here, and we're gonna head back to. Whoa. We're gonna head back to. Actually, I want to check out. I want to check out my Dark Blast stuff because we now have. Elder form. We now have. Do we not have learn skills? I don't think I have enough for any. Oh, no, doesn't look like I do, no. But don't we have a second, we should have, Luther, right? Or do I have to do that from somewhere else? Let's go check somewhere. Hold on. Oh, okay. Man, there's just so many people in the game right now. Eggman. I talk to Mike a little bit on Twitter every so often. the voice actor for the modern Dr. Eggman. Oh, okay. Good news, Polarized Moon. You now have access to a new Dark Blast form. Using Dark Blast, you can leverage the immense power of Dark Falls during battle. With practice, I'm sure it will prove a useful tool in your arsenal. Luther form. There we go. Ascend. Oh, you can fly. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so now I can check Dark Blast, Luther form. So can I? How do I choose which subpalette? Dark Blast level 1. How do I choose which form to take? Oh, I do that during gameplay, don't I? And probably. Oh, you've got the version of my outfit that I want, the white shirted one. I mean, I'd rather have. Oh, somebody's got. Oh wow, they've just got story characters over here. That's really funny. She's just Harriet. That's great. I love seeing people who replicate characters from the game. That's fantastic. Well, either way, that's about all the time we've got for this episode. Like and subscribe if you like the episode. Ring that bell if you'd like to see more. Good night. And we're going to go see the Queen of Epic tomorrow. Bye-bye!